What is up guys, it's Solheim here, back with another Wrath of the Lich King Classic video. So today we are making a Wrath Preparations video specified around what to do during the Wrath Prepatch on the fresh servers. As we all know, fresh servers are coming out with the Wrath Prepatch, giving people a fresh start if they choose to play on these servers, and because of this I think it's great to have a bucket list of things that you want to accomplish before Wrath comes out, so you can actually focus on actual Wrath content in Wrath itself. So let's get into it. Let's just get the boring things out of the way already and talk about leveling. These are fresh servers after all, everyone starts at level 1, and the first thing on your bucket list here should be getting yourself to level 70. Thankfully though, we have a plus 50% experience buff event that will be active during the pre-patch, called the Joyous Journey, so leveling in itself will be way faster this time around. I've actually seen several people, and even content creators, say that the Joyous Journey will only last until the pre-patch, and I seriously have no idea where they get that from, since Blizzard themselves stated literally when announcing the event that it would last until Wrath itself came out, so this experience buff will be active during the pre-patch, and it will be active on the fresh servers. One advice that I know I've said before, but I simply cannot state enough, is to do as many dungeons as possible from level 58 to 70, so you can go back and do quests at level 70 for even more raw gold. Raw gold is incredibly valuable on these fresh servers, and dungeon leveling is actually quite fast and effective, so it's not like you're holding yourself back just for some gold, but you will thank yourself for that additional gold. Now, while we're talking about leveling, I want to shout out RestedXP, which is the best leveling add-on and leveling guide out there in my opinion. It is the perfect combination between fast leveling and easy leveling. It is literally built by the fastest speed levelers in the game, and it's based on your class and race to optimize your leveling route in game to be the best it can possibly be. You can check out RestedXP through the link in the video description, and you can even get 5% off on their guides by using the code Solheim. Now, once you're level 70, you want to start working on professions. Some of you might have kept your professions up to date while leveling up, especially if you have gathering professions you're able to hit 2 birds with 1 stone, but if you have only been focusing on leveling up until now, well, getting your professions ready for Wrath is definitely a smart choice. If you go back and skill up gathering professions at level 70, you can do so way faster since you now have access to a 100% speed mount. If you're focusing on crafting professions, I do recommend doing this as soon as possible while everyone needs gold and might be selling off their materials fairly cheap, because the longer you wait, the higher the price of materials will be due to inflation from people obtaining raw gold. I think most people will go for crafting professions on these servers, since many crafting professions are best in slot for raiders, and alchemy plus inscription are also very popular professions in general. Okay, so now you're level 70 and you've got your profession set up. Now what? Start doing daily quests. Not for reputation specifically, although reputations can give you some decent and quick gear upgrades, and even some mounts as well, but there is one key element of daily quests that I want to highlight here: raw gold. Setting this up correctly, you can make several hundred raw gold per day simply from doing daily quests. Remember, these are fresh servers, people start at level 1, there's effectively 0 gold floating around in the economy, so raw gold will be incredibly valuable. Now, while we are talking about gold, I also want to recommend checking out my WOTLK Classic Gold Guide through the link down below. This is a guide that contains everything I know about gold making in Wrath. You will have access to all of the Wrath gold farms from day 1, all of my investments that are literally making me tens of thousands of gold, how to make gold with both crafting and gathering professions, and which items to buy and sell for profit. It is basically all of the gold making information in one place, and you will even get access to an exclusive gold making Discord with the guide. So once again, check out that guide through the link down below and use the code Solheim to get it for half price. So let's talk about some items. If you're playing a rogue, paladin or a warrior, there is one item you definitely need to acquire for certain wrath farms, both in terms of gold farms and also just for farming for experience if you want to do some farming while leveling up. Like for example, protection paladins can solo farm in Karazhan for 1 million experience per hour, and rogues can solo farm in Karazhan for 1000 gold per hour, and there is one trinket that you need to have as a rogue, paladin or a warrior, the Darkmoon card Heroism. This trinket is actually really good. I know it's used by rogues for farming Karazhan, but any melee class using melee abilities will have great use of this trinket, as it will occasionally heal you when damaging an enemy and melee. Especially rogues and warriors that lack a lot of self-healing will benefit greatly from this trinket. Another trinket that protection paladins and protection warriors want to obtain is the figurine of the Colossus, which is literally required for massive AoE farms for these classes, and this trinket is actually insane and still used at level 80 for AoE farming. So if you're playing a paladin or a warrior, you definitely want to try to obtain this prior to Wrath's launch, so you are ready to do some massive AoE farming as soon as possible. I would also recommend you use the WOTLK Prepatch event to acquire some gear. There is some fairly decent upgrades that are pretty easy to obtain during this event, and there are even some unique items that are only obtainable during this event as well, like the Guitar Hero Axe, as I like to call it, the Arcanite Ripper. So at this point, you are pretty much ready to move into the Wrath of the Lich King and take that boat to Northrend, but there are still things that you can do during the pre-patch. It all depends on how hardcore you want to be and how much you want to prepare, so let's cover some additional preparations that you can do. First up, level up a Death Knight. Death Knights start level 55, and with the pre-patch event you will be level 59 or 60 before leaving the Death Knight starter zone, heading straight into Outland with only 10 levels to go until max level. This can be a great character to use for some extra raw gold. You can literally dungeon level all over again and do quests at level 70 for raw gold again, plus you can do daily quests at level 70 on your Death Knight as well, effectively doubling how much raw gold you're getting on a daily basis. You can also use this Death Knight as a profession alt, so allowing you to pick up extra professions. So for example, if you have herbalism and mining on your first character, you can grab jewel crafting and inscription on your Death Knight, and simply send the materials from your main to your Death Knight and skill up your professions for free. Speaking of professions, one more advice: if you have alchemy, make sure to grab your alchemical masteries, like Potion Master, Elixir Master, or Transmute Master, as all of these will still be relevant in Wrath of the Lich King. Now, if you're looking for more things to do, you can also start pre-working on some achievements and titles, like you can start working on your reputations for the Insane title, as well as the Exalted title, and you can start obtaining battle pets for achievement points. At this, I think that's pretty much it for my bucket list during the pre-patch on the Fresh servers. If there's anything you feel like I left out, make sure to let me know in the comments down below, and if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving the video a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel and I honestly really appreciate it. And also make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on future Wrath videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again very soon.